when her message appeared. I had to read it 3 times before my mind could even process the words. I kissed someone at the party. Just being honest. That was it. No apology, no explanation, just a blunt confession dropped like a stone into still water, sending shockwaves straight through me. For a moment, I stared at the screen, stunned. My first reaction was anger, sharp and immediate, like a spark igniting dry kindling. But then, unexpectedly, a strange calm settled over me, as if some hidden part of me had been waiting for this moment all along. I didn't reply immediately. I just sat there, letting the weight of her words sink in. We had spent nearly 2 years together. Late-night talks, road trips, laughter, shared promises that once felt unbreakable. And now, it unraveled in a single sentence. My mind rewound over the past few weeks. The fading smiles, the distracted good nights, the way her attention had slowly shifted from me to her phone. I had noticed the distance, but I had blamed stress, work, life, anything but the truth. You never believe it's someone else until it is. Finally, I typed 4 words. Thanks for being honest. And I hit send. I could almost feel her confusion through the silence that followed. Maybe she had expected shouting, accusations, desperate pleas, but not calm acceptance. What do you say when someone admits they've already crossed the line? You don't fight for something that's already halfway out the door. A few minutes later, her reply arrived. That's all you have to say. I watched the typing dots blink and vanish. Perhaps she hoped for a dramatic reaction to soothe her guilt, but I wasn't going to give her that satisfaction. I wasn't going to make her feel better for what she had done. I had learned long ago that silence can cut deeper than anger ever could. I set the phone down and stepped outside. The night air was cool, the kind that makes your breath visible. For the first time in months, the world felt steady. Maybe it was because, in that quiet moment, I realized I had been holding on to something that had already ended. I had mistaken comfort for connection, routine for love. She had been pulling away for months, always tired, always busy, but never too busy to post perfect smiles online. I had kept convincing myself she still cared, that if I tried harder, she would come back. But people don't drift by accident. They drift because they've already found another shore. The next morning, she called. I didn't answer. Then came a long string of texts full of excuses. Too much wine, a stupid mistake. She didn't mean it. It didn't mean anything. But that's the problem. It always means something. Even the smallest betrayal leaves cracks that never quite disappear. You can rebuild, sure, but it will never feel the same again. I sent one final message. You made your choice. I'm just accepting it. Then I turned off my phone. For the first time in months, I felt free. The days that followed were quiet. Not the kind of quiet that hurts, but the kind that heals. I took long drives with no destination. Rediscovered old playlists. Started falling asleep without checking my phone. It's strange how peace can feel unfamiliar after spending so long chasing someone who was never really there. A week later, she reached out again. Can we talk? I almost laughed. Talk about what? About how honesty came too late. About how she traded something real for a moment's thrill. Some things don't need closure. They just need acceptance. I didn't reply. Instead, I thought back to the last time we were truly happy. The memories no longer stung. They just existed, like chapters from a book I had already finished reading. She ended up teaching me something I didn't know I needed to learn. Not every love story ends in heartbreak. Some end in clarity. Maybe she expected me to fall apart, to fight for her, to prove she mattered. But sometimes the strongest thing you can do is walk away quietly, calmly, with your dignity intact. Not every loss is a tragedy. Some losses are lessons. Maybe she's still out there convincing herself she did the right thing. Maybe she regrets it. But I don't need to know. I don't need revenge, closure, or her apology. Because the moment she sent that text, I realized something. She didn't destroy us that night.